It is Sunday, October 16th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday puzzle today, so as we can see, it is an extra large grid. Roughly midweek difficulty, perhaps, we'll have to see. And I see some circled cells. It's a themed puzzle as well on Sunday with a title, Terminal Connections. And this circle-strewn edition of the Daily Solve, always exciting, has been brought to us, not just me, but all of us, by Ryan Eves, Connor O'Neill, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shulmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in sustaining this channel and this series. I do very much appreciate it. And if you'd like to join their ranks and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can find that at patreon.com/Daily Solve, or in a link in the description field underneath the video, where you can also become a patron at any level and get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week, such as this week's mini crossword pseudo speed solve and the first 2 of the current series of Bossword's Fall Themeless League competition puzzles. So that's all up there if you're interested. And what else? Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any amount. I really do very much appreciate it. So thank you if you are one of those patrons. So yes, do subscribe to the channel. Do check out the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that as well. And why not like a video or recommend the series to a friend? Consider all of those things. All right, let's get on to the puzzle. This is a Sunday puzzle. It's entitled Terminal Connections. That's interesting. Maybe ends of words connecting. Maybe words end in one of these circles and start in another circle, and then those 2 letters mean something. Who knows? No idea. Anyway, it was constructed by Paolo Pasco, and it was who's constructed a couple dozen crosswords for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. All right. Te quiero, Spanish words of endearment. Oh, I wish I could just fill this in. What is that? I want you. Bachelors, e.g., are degrees, maybe? Or men, maybe? Blank Eats. Well, in the capitalized, this is capitalized. I wonder if it's Uber Eats, the brand name, maybe. Ninja Turtles catchphrase. You know, it's funny. I've never actually seen any of the Ninja Turtles things. It was really big when I was a child, but I just didn't ever encounter it for some reason. One who's super good looking. Super good looking. An eagle eye or something. Affirmative gesture. What was this? Te quiero mucho, maybe, with that U? That could be it. Bachelors. Okay, right. So that could be men then, if that were that. What about this? Volume on an iPad. Say, oh, volume as in a book, not volume as in level of sound or quantity or, what have you. But yeah, a book, an ebook on an iPad. That works. Grown-up Fs. Okay, Fs are small newts. So there we go, an early stage of newt. And affirmative gesture is okay, sure? Is that a gesture? Oh, an okay sign, maybe, right? You're making an okay sign, saying that's okay. All right, fair enough. One who's super good looking is a hot one. Is that hot one? Is that specific enough? That feels very vague. 12, 25, e.g. I mean, this could be a fraction, or it could be, oh, it's a ratio, right? Okay, I was wondering if it was a date through, there was some, maybe it's in the American style dating system, this would be Christmas Day, but no, I think it's just a ratio, and I think that was a bit of misdirection. Oh, a hottie. There we go. Not a hot one. Okay. Oh, cowabunga, Ninja Turtles catchphrase. There we go. I think that's right. Okay. Volunteers' words are what? Hours? I'm going to tell you something huge. Big news. River with a white counterpart. This will be obvious when I see it. Okay, F minus for one. A pan? A Poor review? Yeah, reviews aren't really given in letter grades like that, I don't think. Oh, an ion, though, maybe. A negatively charged ion. There we go. Okay, all right, that's what that is. And an indentation on a chew toy. Oh, and there's a... Oh, this is interesting. There's an asterisk here, which indicates this is likely one of the theme answers, and it's not in one of the spaces with circled cells. That's surprising. A bite, I suppose, indentation on a chew toy. I mean, that seems like the most straightforward answer. Repeated house word in an Animal House chant. Oh, toga. Toga, toga, toga. I have seen Animal House, but it was absolutely ages ago, and I don't remember what the significance of this is. I mean, it must be connected to toga parties, obviously, because remember they wore those. Don't remember what it means to have shouted toga, toga, toga. Okay, anyway. Textile making device, a loom. Weave on a loom. Oh, river with a white counterpart, the Blue Nile and the White Nile. Volunteers words. On it, I'm on it. There we go. And when you see words like this, it does mean they will need to either be more than one word or you'll need to have a single word pluralized to indicate that they're using that word more than once. Okay, chooses is elects for, to office, for instance. More run down is weedier, maybe? The CD looks suspicious. Pastry with the same shape as an Argentine media luna. Okay, I don't know if this is weedier. Because I was thinking, this could be something like CD cakes or something. I mean, that wouldn't fit, but you see what I mean. It could have been that, but it doesn't seem like it is. Ritual with bamboo utensils. A tea service? No. Not sure. What else can we do? What about this one? Online promotions collectively. Email collectively. What on earth makes it collective? So it's sort of name for the whole phenomenon of this? Don't really get that. Let's look at the crosses. Where Van Gogh and Gauguin briefly lived together. Where would they have briefly lived together? Somewhere in France, probably. Chief blank, rapper with a rhyming name. Chief Leaf, that's what it looks like. It needs to be if this indeed is an L, and I don't know if it is. Cut down, where feudal workers worked. Where feudal workers worked, I mean, fields, they worked, farms. Let's get rid of this. Oops. Okay, what else can we do? Well, this is probably more rundown. It probably does end in ER. That's relatively certain, I would say. Cut down. This could be present or past. Pulled a fast one on. Probably also ends with ED. Maybe not also, but this one probably does. Provide change in quarters. And Best Supporting Actress nominee for The Power of the Dog 2021. Oh, I saw this. Kirsten Dunst. I saw this at the London Film Festival last year, which would have been almost exactly a year ago because the London Film Festival ends today, in fact. Early French Protestants. Huguenots? I guess not. Because I was going to say maybe the theme means we don't put the whole thing in, but bite was in there, wasn't it? Indentation in a chew toy. Well, maybe that's a bite mark. Oh, maybe that goes here. Bite mark? Oh, e-marketing. Right, okay, so e-marketing that's why it's collectively online promotions, right? So not any one particular bit on online promotion, but the whole thing collectively is e-marketing. And then, so the circle does end a word, and then maybe this goes up here or down from it. Where feudal workers worked. Oh, but online, oh, this is interesting though. So how do we do this? So this one goes from here, bite mark, to this circle. This one starts here and goes across this whole space And then how do we separate these? So eating, so we have light again. Light again, reignite. There we go. What was I looking at? I think I was looking at the wrong one. What was I not? I don't know. I'm not sure what I was doing. Anyway, so here we have reignite, and that then moves inwards towards this circle here. That's very clever. So we have bite marks, reignite, and then they're overlapped, each of them by e-marketing. Very clever. And here's an E word for us. It's been quite a while since we had an E word, e-marketing. I guess I buy that. It's fair enough, I suppose. Okay, where... Oh, right. Oh, Arles. I bet it's Arles in France. And then cut down is... Oh, to lessen. To cut down is to lessen the amount of something. Pulled a fast one on, you conned somebody. And pastry with the same shape as an Argentine media luna. Right, okay, what is this? Oh, a croissant. There we go. Okay. Oh, media luna, is that a sort of half moon or crescent moon? It looks like it could be half moon, which is sort of roughly the shape of a croissant. That's I see, that makes sense. More rundown. Wearier, a person or an animal could be more rundown and be wearier. Okay, so ritual with bamboo utensils. It does look like it starts with T. Tea, what? A ceremony, tea ceremony. There we go. There we go, like a traditional Japanese tea ceremony, for instance. Okay, I mean sounds. That kind of thing. Lil Blank Howery, get out actor. Don't know. I saw Get Out when it came out, but I don't remember. I mean, I guess I just probably don't know this person's name. Okay. Whom Holmes tells you do find it very hard to tackle the facts. Don't know. Who are some characters in Sherlock Holmes besides the obvious, like Watson? Moriarty. Not sure. The Inspector, maybe? So, I mean, that will continue over to here, so it's longer than just these 4 letters. Let's keep looking. College near Vassar. Not sure. I think that's in Massachusetts, maybe? I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm not sure. Period in ancient history. The Stone Age? That doesn't really fit. Like a defeatist's attitude. And gasp. Oh my, maybe. What about this? Tennis star Naomi, who was born in 29 Cross. Oh, Naomi, is it Osaka or Osaki? We've encountered this in the puzzle before. Who was born in... Oh, Osaka, because she was born... Okay, so it has to be an actual place. Okay, Osaka. So Naomi Osaka, who was born in Osaka. That's a very clever clue. I like that a lot. You don't get the opportunity to do that very often. You have to find clues that have a self-referential, sort of self-referential element to them. Access providers are what? Probably ends with an S. Stuffs into a hole, say. And within reach. To hand, maybe? Actress who played Jessica in Parasite. Once again, I'm not going to know the name. I also saw that film. It was great, but I don't know. Seaworthy. Seaworthy. I mean, obviously this is meant to sound like seaworthy, in other words, capable of sailing, but it could be sea as in vision, or it could be sea as in holy sea. But I'm not sure which. I'm guessing vision? But I just can't see it. I'm not seaworthy, apparently. Blank Game Over, 2014 video game documentary. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. I'm just not getting anywhere here. No-go blank. No-go area. There we go. Something to pry or twist off. A cap? Not really pry. Do you pry a cap? I guess you do. You sort of prise it off if it's a bottle cap that's a non-twist kind. I guess that could be it. Turn into confetti. No, that's wrong. And that would be prize rather than pry, I think, anyway. Turn into confetti would be shred. So what about this? Access providers are... not sure. Actress who played Jessica. Surname could be Park. Seaworthy. Blank game over. Board game over? I mean, that just seems weird given the positioning of that colon. That wouldn't work here anyway. Oh, right, so this is access providers, right? This looks like it would be a vowel. That's surprising. I do not know. What a disaster. What about this? Stuffs into a hole, say. Jams down? Maybe? I mean, that seems like it could fit. Period in ancient history. The Iron Age rams down. There we go. Iron Age rams down. Okay, great. Like a defeatist's attitude. Can't do as opposed to can do, I suppose. I don't know that I've seen a can't do attitude, but it seems like I understand it. Mossy growths are lichens. There we go. There we go. All right, this is finally coming together. And we have one of these areas. We had some of these in yesterday's puzzle where, look, this whole area is sequestered off with just these two little bits of communication. And actually, that makes me notice, I didn't observe this at the beginning of the puzzle, this puzzle is symmetrical about a vertical axis rather than being radially symmetrical. In other words, if we rotate this puzzle 180 degrees, it will not be symmetrical. We would have to fold it about its vertical axis. Okay, anyway, so what is it representing? I'm not quite sure. Let's try and solve this. Okay, baseball pitching style or a weapon. Well, if I would have thought bat, but that's not, that's a baseball implement or a weapon, but anyway, it's not the answer because it needs to continue down to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters total. But I don't know enough about baseball to be able to just infer that. A 4 could be ere before something happened, ere it happened, maybe. I'm going to leave it for now. Dining hall offerings are trays, maybe? You get your food and you put it on a tray in the dining hall. About on a 10 down and then simply C9 down. We'll come back to that. Volunteers words. Oh, that's funny. We had volunteers words here as well. So I can, maybe, something like that. Blank Lewis, singer of the 2007 #1 hit, Bleeding Love. Not sure. I'll delete that. Tennis's King of Clay. Don't know, but with that L in 5 letters, could it be Rafael Nadal, maybe? Do not know if he is the King of Clay, but I'm taking a guess. Hour in Italy, is it Ora? And big name in hotels. Okay, and this will continue down here. So we'll have 6 total letters. Ramada. So, yeah, there we go. So old-fashioned letter opener. I don't know. What is going on with that? Ending in DAM. It's surprising. I guess it could be a person or a job or something. Volunteers words. Maybe this is I can with that A. Does that help anything else? Oh, didn't look at this. Blank axis, half of an ellipse's shorter diameter, sorry. I don't know that. What about this? Oops. Singer of fame. Oh. Irene Carr? That would mean I have more than one thing incorrect. It would be no surprise. So big name in hotels. Armada, or maybe it's Irene Cara? I'm not sure. Does that help anything? Baseball pitching style or a weapon? Oh, I just don't know enough about baseball. Dining hall offerings are something about on a 10 down. Oh, this is a tough area up here. Blank Lewis, singer of the 2007 #1 hit Bleeding Love. Dina Lewis or Rena Lewis or Irina Lewis. That'd be weird if we had Irene and Irina in the same little zone. Leona Lewis. Are there any commonalities in any of those? Don't think so. Dining hall offerings. I guess it could be as straightforward as meals. I was trying to think of something more clever than that, but you have meals. That would work with what? Lena or Leona? There are probably other names that fit there, to be honest. Old-fashioned letter opener. Now I find this baffling. Oh, this doesn't need to be an M. Right. I kept thinking Ramada, which is why I put that there. But I mean, if this does end with ADA, I don't know what hotel brand it would be that isn't Ramada. So can I make that work? What about this one? Blank axis, the demilliner. What would this be? Baseball pitching style. Or a weapon. A weapon. Oh, old-fashioned letter opener. It could be the opening like Dear Madam. Right. Okay. That's weird. What popped in my head was Dear Adam, which is nothing, but because Dear John, I was sort of thinking maybe it's like Dear John, a Dear John letter, which was, wartime thing. But yeah, Dear Madam, old-fashioned letter opener. There we go. So, this is a sidearm. So there must be a sidearm baseball pitching style. That makes sense. And a sidearm is a weapon, a firearm. Okay, so what does that mean? We have about. Oh, in re on a memo. Right, okay. So this is in, so you put it at the top of a memo, in re, and then the subject matter. It's about that. And then this is Leona Lewis, singer of the 2007 #1 hit Bleeding Love. Great, okay. Good. Let's move on. Okay, there are probably many things in this puzzle I've not even seen yet. In fact, the entire bottom half of the grid, although we should finish off this bit, shouldn't we? Access providers are... I feel like this could be Park. I mean, it just seems... It's a very common Korean name, and it fits the length and crosses here. So I feel like that it's worth trying out. Seaworthy. I just don't know it. I mean, this looks like it could be board. That doesn't seem right at all. That just seems weird. Board, game over. I'm just thinking board game. Sorry, that's why I keep thinking that. Within reach. I mean, I guess two-hand could be at hand. It's close at hand. It's within reach. Yeah, actually, that might be even better. Seaworthy. Does that help here? Oh, papal. It is the Holy See. Okay, papal. So of the Pope. There we go. Good. That's funny. I wasn't expecting it to work out that way. Access providers are posses? Passes? Oh, you gain access to a building with a pass, an employee pass or a guest pass? Okay, that's totally plausible. Oh, Atari Game Over. It must have been a documentary. Oh, in fact, this was referenced in a comment, at least one comment by someone explaining the truth behind the copies of the Atari ET video game buried in Arizona or something desert. And they mentioned that in the making of this documentary, they actually dug up a bunch of those old cartridges. Okay, great. So this is Park. That is her surname. And then Telegram is... I mean, it's an app. You could telegram someone, send a message. It's a note. I don't know. Many a Viking. Norse something? Norseman? Does that? I'm just going to sort of put that in. because that actually does spell names. What businesses go by? Trade names. There we go. All right, so we figured that out. And then, Lestrade. Lestrade was the inspector. I was trying to think of the name of the inspector in Sherlock Holmes stories, and I just could not bring it to mind, but it's Lestrade. Inspector Lestrade, whom Holmes tells, you do find it very hard to tackle the facts. And then here we have Lil Rel Howery, Get Out actor. Okay, fair enough. We'll move on. God in Italy, Deo, and Telegram, or Dio, because telegram could be wire. Is Deo Latin, and then Italian would be Dio. Okay. So anyway, Park So, not sure. Attorney General before Garland. Barr, what's his name? Something Barr. I don't remember. So Park Sodam or Park Sodam, and then was the actress who played Jessica in quotes in Parasite, because that was an assumed name, as I recall, in the film. Dyeing method using wax is batik. I'm pretty sure I've pronounced this incorrectly in the past, and somebody corrected me. I'm sorry if I'm still doing it wrong. Here we have Blank Vanderpool, Olympic speed skater. I'm getting quite a few sort of Olympic and similar athletes recently, and I just never know any of them. Eureka, I got it. There we go. Okay, the motto of the state of California is Eureka. College near Vassar. Oh, Marist? That's something. I think I mainly know of that because they often poll. Marist collaborates with some polling company, which is a common thing universities do in the United States to conduct political polling. I think that's mainly where I know that. Okay, provide change in quarters. Not sure offhand. Let's look at these crosses. French equivalent of Stephen, Etienne. There we go. And, I don't know that. Long tragic stories. Ironies? It's not really correct. It doesn't fit anyway. Long tragic stories. Continuing where we left off last time. As I was saying, I was hoping that would just go right in there. I feel like it's going to start with as. Continuing where we left off last time. As I had said, that doesn't sound right anyway. Well, let's look around. G.I. Jane star. Oh, that was Demi Moore. And that's going to have to continue. Oh, I never actually saw G.I. Jane, but I very much remember those posters being very common at the time. Demi Moore, there we go. It did fit. So here we have room, part of a hotel with decor fitting a certain motif. A theme room in a hotel? I guess so. Yeah, you could have like I don't know, a sort of, some prince once stayed here, so it's themed after that, that historical figure and that kind of thing. It's a theme room, I guess. I don't think I've seen that phrase applied before, but I think that must be what it's called. Basic rivalry. Us versus them, right? Very good. This is very cleverly arranged. I like this a lot. Okay, provide change in quarters. Not seeing what that is. Oh, Iliads. Long tragic stories, Iliad. So, of course, there's the Iliad, but I guess Iliads in general. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Long tragic stories. I don't think I was aware of that generic use. Niall Vanderpool, Olympic speed skater. Still not sure if that's correct. The thing with names is they often could be almost anything. Letter opener, pencil cup, inbox tray, etc. A desk set. So it's not as though you're not talking about just one of these things. You're talking about the whole thing, the whole desk set, I think is probably what's going on there. Field goal average, e.g., would be a stat. As simple as that. Any sort of statistic in a sport. So there we go. Reddit Q&A section in brief. Ask me anything is what those are called. AMA, ask me anything. Okay, continuing where we left off last time. As oh, that's surprising. Not sure. Currency for the prize on Squid Game. I've actually never seen Squid Game. I know it was the biggest show in streaming for a while, but I just never happened to see it. Is it the Korean Won? Because it's a Korean show. So, fatalistic sort in slang. Oh, a doomer, someone who's has doom-laden predictions. No blank, punnily named dairy-free chocolate brand. No way. Oh, no way. As in, curds and whey separating from milk. Okay, popular subcompact hatchback, from Japan. Well, it must be a Honda something. Oh, Honda Fit? Yeah, that's a model I've heard of. Continuing where we left off last time. Why can I not see this? It is absolutely ridiculous that I'm not able to infer this still. I cannot believe it. What about this? Bad place to pour grease. Oh, you shouldn't pour grease down the drain. That is actually an important thing to know. I think I only learned that as an adult. And I think I was well into my adulthood when I learned that. Not that I was making a habit of constantly pouring grease down the drain, but oil or grease, anything like that. But I definitely had done so before. And anyway, don't do it. Not good. Okay, everything, everywhere, all at once. Oh, I spelled drain incorrectly, right. I also saw this in the theater, Michelle Yeoh movie. She was very good, extremely, extremely good in it, I thought. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Okay. Have AOL make my email stop. Destiny's Child lyric. I don't know this lyric. That's very funny. Have AOL make my email stop. That is a real time capsule, isn't it? From the era of Destiny's Child and AOL. I mean, two pretty iconic things from that period of time. Okay, continuing where we left off last time. As a follow-up, there we go. Okay, I'm not very surprised I didn't get that. That's the sort of a, business-y, sort of business jargony thing to say as a follow-up. But yeah, it's perfectly fair. Okay, annoyance for a Twitch streamer is lag. They have high ratings on the Beaufort scale. Oh, what is the Beaufort scale? It's something to do with weather. Is it winds? People always talk about gale force winds. Is it gales? Meaning, when people say that, gale force winds, does that mean it's sort of gale rated on the Beaufort scale? I wonder if that's actually what that means. Because it sounds like a technical term. I never thought to think about what it is. Country whose flag depicts a machete. Is it Angola? How to play solitaire alone. Right, I mean, the name says it all, doesn't it? If you're missing your away without official leave or away without leave, both seem to be... I remember last time I discussed, or one of the times I discussed this on the puzzle, there were people with military history who seemed to have both, people with different interpretations of it, and each considering it legitimate, away without leave or away without official leave. Strip near Tel Aviv, the Gaza Strip. There we go. And bygone Microsoft Media Player, the Zune, Microsoft's long-departed iPod competitor. I guess even the iPod itself no longer exists, having been displaced finally entirely by smartphones fulfilling the same purpose. Donkey Kong and others are apes. There we go. Donkey Kong from the Nintendo video game of the same name. And one of 2,297 for Hank Aaron, for short. RBI, the baseball statistic with which I am most familiar through its usage in crosswords. Actress Angela Bassett, I bet this is. And Be My Baby Group, 1963. Oh, it'll be the something ets, the Ronettes or something. I mean, it isn't the Ronettes because it doesn't fit, but there were so many girl groups of the late 50s and 60s that had that ets kind of name. But I don't remember which one this is. A great song, Be My Baby. Okay, encore. Do it again. No, I just have to see. Oh, no. It needs to include that E, in fact. And the Tegaynets is probably not the group responsible for Be My Baby. It's just a guess. Okay, encore. One more time or something? Yeah, I don't know. Between these two clues, I don't think I'm going to land on that out of nowhere. Scottish interjection could be I, and would really rather not. She would really rather not. She had no mind. Hated to? There we go. There we go. She would really rather not. She hated to do so. Okay. Alien-seeking organization is SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. They used to have a thing. I remember this was sort of a big thing when the internet was youngish. You downloaded a program and it would use spare cycles on your computer to calculate, to sort of do some sort of processing to data that had been collected from outer space to see if any, I don't know, there were anomalies or messages or something. I wonder if they still do that. Okay, business card, and that was on behalf of SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Okay, business card abbreviation is telephone number, TEL, probably. And to tarnish someone's reputation, for instance, or something non-metaphorical, is to soil it. Fork prongs are tines. And Travis of country music, Travis, what, Tritt, I think? I'm certain that is a person. Tehran's home would be Iran, the country, simple as that. And Fidel Blanc, 1990s Filipino leader. Oh boy, I should know this. I can't bring it to mind. What about this? Some travel considerations, in brief. ETAs? Or no, ETDs, estimated times of departure, maybe? Let's check that. Beverage at un café, so that would be a cafe in French. I mean, it could be a coffee as well, but in this case, it's a cafe, and it's probably thé, French for tea, T-H-E, with an accent on the E as well. Leave it on paper, stet. So this comes up so often in the crossword recently. It's a proofreading mark saying, ignore the correction I had made. Actually, leave it, don't delete it. So, stet. Sunday blank, end of week anxiety, casually. Oh, Sunday sorries? Is that? No, that wouldn't work with this R. Sunday stress? No. I don't think I'm familiar with this terminology. Certain furniture store purchases. Ottoman sets? Oh, would really rather not. Hates to. Right. Would in the present. Hates to. Ottoman sets. Oh, Ramos, Fidel Ramos. Be My Baby group. Oh, it is the Ronettes. Oh. Was that not the first thing I said? Oh, that's funny. But it needs a the. The Ronettes. Oh, wow. Okay, that was pretty pretty idiotic. Okay, so encore. Another one. There we go. Another one, the Ronettes and Angela Bassett. There we go. All right, we've completed this little theme bit here. So Sunday Scaries? Is that what that is? Cable in the middle of a tennis court. Oh, the net cord, I guess. Suspends the net. To gobsmack somebody is to awe that person. To place a piece of luggage in an overhead bin, for instance, is to stow that luggage on an aircraft. Or a train, I guess. Not very many trains have overhead bins, but some do. Classroom aides for short could be TAs, teaching assistants, and believers in Jah informally, Rastas, followers of Rastafarianism. Eats is has, simple as that. She eats it, she has it. USID. Idaho? So the question mark makes me think it isn't being used to indicate identification, but in this case, rather, is simply referring to the U.S. state of Idaho. Okay, rock commonly used in asphalt. Sandstone, right, so this is just regularly clued, and then this clue will continue to the D, so grand. 1,000, right, yes. Often used in currency, casual speech about currency to indicate 1,000 of a given unit of currency. And then early French protesters, it was the Huguenots. After all of that, okay, I was so confused that when I first saw that. I think that was one of the first ones of these I saw. Right, it was, because I'd sort of filled in bite marks in a way that actually was plausibly the indentation on the Chutoy. I thought, well, you could just call it a bite. That's a bite, even though it's not maybe strictly accurate, but it worked. And then I think this was the next one I saw. Well, this was the first one I saw that made me think there must be something going on thematically, because early French Protestants really sounds like Huguenots. And it was. But I had to circle all the way back around. I did sort of a big spiral, I guess, all the way back to this one before finally filling it in. So that means we can get these: provide change in quarters, rehouse living quarters. You provide a change in somebody's living quarters, you rehouse them. There we go. And there's that question mark indicating a bit of punnery or wordplay. Burden is the onus. The burden is on you to prove your claim. The onus is on you. And British term of address, Gus. Gov, maybe? Did I do something wrong? Basic. Oh, I did. I spelled us versus them incorrectly. Us versus them. There we go. And the letters before Constitution or Enterprise, right. USS, United States ship, Constitution or Enterprise. Okay. There we go. Most pleasantly old and mildewy. Somethingist. Where feudal workers worked. Estates, right? Yes. Their, feudal liege's estate. Okay, word with easy or shop. What is that? Why can't I see what it is? Up to this point, thus far. And Phanerozoic eon, what we live in? I didn't realize eons had names in the way that, like there are some, for instance, geologists, I guess, who call our current era the Anthropocene, but an eon must be even longer than that. Yeah, I'm curious about this. I'll have to look it up. Academic acronym. Word with easy or stop. Street, easy street. Street, stop, right. And the word with means it can go before or after the pairing word. So there we go. Oh, and here we have Chief Keef. Okay, right. So I had this as L for some reason earlier. I don't remember why. Can't remember it whatsoever, but that's fine. Doesn't matter anymore. Chief Keef, there we go. Academic acronym is STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and math, I think is what that stands for. Oh, mustiest, most unpleasantly old and mildewy, mustiest. Hits shore unintentionally, is runs aground. Sorry, just apropos of nothing, but I'm wondering I think USS might not be United States ship. Is this actually a Star Trek reference? I don't know what that stands for in Star Trek. There are sort of historical U.S. military ships also called Constitution or Enterprise. But would those be USS? I don't remember how that works. Anyway. Video game series with settings in Liberty City and San Andreas for short. GTA, Grand Theft Auto, and explosive stuff is TNT. Try nitro something. Okay. R&B artist whose name sounds like a pronoun. The most obvious would be her, but that doesn't just sound like a pronoun, that's also spelled like it. So I think the clue would be more precise than that. I'm not sure. Let's keep looking. I guess it could be something like HRR, maybe? Her, you pronounce it her? Don't know. Figure with equal angles. An isogon? Iso for equal? Isogon? Figure with equal angles? That sounds right. So, so I guess you could have a polygon of any number of sides with equal angles in all case. Jokester's arsenal. Gags, and whole arsenal of gags. With 121 across, company that spells scuba gear. Company that sells scuba gear. Aqualung, maybe? It looks entirely plausible. It seems like a good name for a scuba company. What's up, everyone? Hi, all. Right, there we go. The lights and fairy lights are LEDs. So fairy lights, the common way here in the UK actually to refer to Sorry, what are they called otherwise? Well, now my mind's going blank, and I can't think of what they're called in the U.S. Christmas lights? I don't think there's got to be a more generic term. Well, that's infuriating. Well, anyway, that's what the answer to this is, and I've just given myself an annoying problem to solve. Okay, ish, esque. Oh, so this was her. And then, is that the puzzle? It is. All right, there we go. Boy, these Sunday puzzles, 43 minutes. I never really feel as though I got particularly stuck, but it just takes absolutely ages to solve these, doesn't it? But we did it, and there was this very clever theme. So let's look at what it all spells. These terminal connections that we found. So it's sort of on the right track when I was guessing what these did, in the sense that one word ends there and another word begins here, and then they spell something out. That was actually a basically correct guess. But what I did not foresee was that this is not just two intersecting words. It's actually three overlapping words or phrases. So anyway, we have make ends meet. There we go. Very clever. So we've spelled make ends meet throughout our terminal connections. And of course, that's precisely what we did. And I have to say, I do, I don't necessarily have a preference one way or the other, but I do always appreciate the themes with no revealer, when I don't think we had a revealer in here. The revealer, the sort of nature of the theme, I guess, explains itself, is how I'd put it. And then we almost have a revealer spelled out in the circled cells. But of course, it doesn't reveal, it rather explains retroactively what we've done. We've made ends meet. Very good. I really like that theme by Paolo Pasco. Very well done. And all of it in our vertically symmetrical grid. I suppose that was so that these could also remain symmetrically disposed to one another. Oh, although they're not quite. This ET in Ronet's is slightly off. Oh, no, they're all, never mind. Several of them are a bit off, but that's fine. They're in symmetrically disposed entries in the grid. Anyway. So there we go. We had Dear Madam connecting Sidearm and Ramada. E-marketing, E-word. It's been a while since we've had one of those. Connecting Bite Mark and Reignite. We had trade names connecting Lestrade and Norseman. Wait, that was another film, actually. Oh, no, that was The Northmen. I saw that one in theaters as well. We had Sandstone connecting Thousand and Huguenots. We had Theme Room connecting Us versus Them and Demi Moore. I was looking at the wrong one there. Yes, Demi Moore. And finally, we had the Ronettes connecting Another One and Bassett. Very good. Very, very good. All right. And I think I just had a single correction from yesterday's puzzle. So let's read that out, and then we can draw this to a close. This wasn't a correction, I suppose, as much as an explanation. So Evil King 926 explained, in simplistic terms, a setter, S-E-T-T-E-R, for volleyball, as placed in yesterday's clue, sets the ball up for the next person to hit or spike the ball over the net. Each side has 3 hits to return a ball. Usually the first hit is to block the receiving shot and try to pass it to the setter. The second is the setter trying to shoot it straight up and close to the net for the final hit, where that person will jump and hit it over the net to where there is an opening. There we go. I didn't know each side only had 3 hits to return a ball. New to me. I'm no volleyball expert, clearly. And that's the end of the puzzle. I'll be back tomorrow for the Monday puzzle. Should be much simpler, go much more quickly than this one, in a fraction of the time, I'm sure. I hope you join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.